Kill that weak and lazy version of yourself. There is a version of you that you don't like. You know the one I'm talking about, the one that says, I'll do it later. The one that hides under the blanket when life gets hard. The one that gives up before even trying. The version that wastes time, complains, feels tired, but does nothing, and deep inside you hate that version, not because you are a bad person, but because you know there is more in you. You feel like you could be stronger, smarter, braver, but this lazy version pulls you back. Every time you want to change, it whispers, just relax. Just one more minute, you feel the pain, the guilt, the frustration. Why am I not doing better? Why do I start but never finish? Why do I know what to do but still don't do it? You are not alone. Many people feel this way. They want to grow, but something keeps them stuck. They want to speak better English, be more confident, wake up early, but that weak voice inside keeps winning. This video is not soft. It is not here to say it's okay to be lazy. This video is here to tell the truth and to help you kill that weak version. Not with hate, but with action, with fire, with power. We will go deep into your mind, into your heart, and step by step we will take control back. We will destroy the lazy you and build the strong one. You will learn how to fight your inner resistance, how to build habits that make you proud, how to stop living like a victim and start living like the person you were meant to be. Comment if you've ever felt this way, if you've looked in the mirror and said, this is not who I want to be. By the end of this video, you will feel something new inside you, a spark, a fire, a new voice that says, enough is enough. It's time now. Let's begin the journey. Let's kill that weak and lazy version of you and bring the real you back to life. Chapter 1. The voice that lies to you. There is a voice inside you. You hear it every day. It speaks when you wake up and feel tired. It whispers when you want to do something difficult. It says, not now. You can do it later. That voice feels safe. It feels soft. It sounds like a friend, but it is not. That voice is a liar. It is not helping you. It is stopping you from becoming strong, from becoming free. You see, this voice is not the real you. It is the lazy version of you. It is the weak part that grew when life was too hard. Maybe in the past you were hurt. Maybe someone made you feel small. Maybe you failed many times. And slowly your mind started to protect you. It said, don't try too hard. Don't take risks. Stay safe. And that lazy voice was born. At first you listened to it just one time, then again, then every day, and now it feels normal. It says, don't study today. You say, okay. It says, sleep more, work later. You agree. It says, you're tired. You can't do this. And you believe it. But you must understand this. That voice is not your truth. It is your fear, it is your comfort, and it is your prison. The weak and lazy version of you doesn't want you to grow, because growth is pain. Growth means discomfort. Growth means doing things even when you don't feel ready. The lazy you wants to stay in bed, stay quiet, stay average. But you are not born to be average. You feel this truth inside. Every time you look at successful people, something burns inside. You feel angry, jealous, or inspired. That is your real voice, the strong one, the one that says, I want to be like that. But the lazy voice answers quickly, but you're not like them. That's the lie. That's the enemy. And you must learn to recognize it. Every time that voice says, just scroll a little more, just skip practice today, just avoid that hard thing, you must stop, take a breath, and say, that's not me anymore. There was a time I believed that voice. I said yes to laziness. I said yes to fear. I wasted days, then weeks, then years. I told myself I would change tomorrow, but tomorrow never came until one day I got tired of my own lies. You stood in front of the mirror. I looked at my tired face and I asked, when will I stop? My heart answered, when you stop listening to the lazy voice. And that day, everything changed. Not all at once, not perfectly, but the war had started. I began to notice the voice. And every time it whispered, I whispered back, you are not the real me. You must do the same. Watch your mind, hear that voice, catch it and say no. It won't be easy. It will scream louder when you say no. It will tell you you're tired, you're weak. You can't do this. But those are the final cries of a voice that is dying, and you must let it die. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You have just believed a lie for too long. But now you see it, you hear it, and soon you will silence it forever. This is the first step to killing that weak and lazy version of yourself. Not with hate, but with truth. Truth is stronger than fear. You are the one who fights back. Chapter 2. The comfort that destroys you. Comfort feels good. It feels soft, warm, safe. When you sit on the bed with your phone, it feels easy. When you skip your work and say, I'll do it tomorrow, it feels like a small gift to yourself. You avoid learning something difficult. You say, I need rest. But here's the truth. Too much comfort is not love. It is poison. It is silent, slow, sweet, and deadly. It destroys dreams. It kills energy. It hides your strength. Comfort is the beautiful cage that keeps you small. You have dreams. You want to speak English better. You want to be strong. You want to feel proud. You want to stop feeling tired and lost. You imagine a better version of you, standing tall, speaking well, walking with energy. But here's what blocks it. Comfort. It tells you just rest more. You're not ready. You need more time. And day after day, nothing changes. You feel stuck. You feel heavy. You feel sad. But you don't know why. Let me tell you why. You're not tired because you're doing too much. You're tired because you're doing too little that matters. Comfort steals your purpose. Purpose gives you energy. Purpose gives you strength. But when you don't move, when you don't challenge yourself, your body forgets how to feel alive. There were days I used to sit for hours doing nothing, just scrolling, watching others live. I thought I was relaxing. But inside, I felt worse and worse. My confidence dropped. My mind became foggy. I forgot how to be strong. I forgot how to fight. I was not living. I was waiting for some energy to come from nowhere. But it never came because energy doesn't come before action. Energy comes after action. You must break this comfort. It's not your friend, it's your cage. That lazy version of you is fed by comfort. The more soft you stay, the more powerful that weak version becomes. And the real you becomes smaller, quieter, lost. You start doubting yourself. You think something is wrong with you, but the truth, it's simple. You've been too comfortable for too long. You need discomfort. You need a little pain. That's how you grow. That's how you wake up. When you go for a walk instead of lying down. When you study 5 words in English instead of scrolling. When you speak one sentence out loud, even if you make a mistake, that's when the real change starts. It is small, it is hard, but it is honest. Comfort doesn't want honesty. It wants silence. It wants laziness. It wants you to forget your goals, but your soul knows, your heart knows. There is more. You were not born to sit and wait. You were born to move, to build, to speak, to grow. And the only way to return to your power is to leave your comfort behind. Do something hard today, not big, not perfect. Just one hard thing. Maybe it's waking up earlier. Maybe it's saying something in English out loud. Maybe it's putting the phone down for 30 minutes. Whatever it is, do it and then do it again tomorrow. That is how the strong version of you is built. Comfort is the enemy dressed as a friend. It speaks softly, but it holds a knife behind its back. It Kill it slowly every day with action, with honesty, with fire. The strong you is waiting, not in your bed, not on your phone, but in the middle of your effort. Go there, meet yourself, and begin again. Chapter 3: The Power of Small Wins. You don't need to change your whole life today. You don't need to become a new person overnight. That's a lie the weak voice tells you. It says it's too big, it's too hard, you'll never get there. And then you stop before you start. But here's the truth. Big change comes from small wins, not big, fast victories. Small ones, quiet ones, the ones that look like nothing, but feel like something. A small win is when you open your notebook and write just one English sentence. A small win is when you walk for 5 minutes when you didn't want to move. A small win is when you say no to one distraction, when you choose water over sugar, when you speak instead of staying silent. These moments feel small, but inside, they are gold. They are fire. They are proof that you are not lazy anymore. They are proof that the strong you is alive. When I started my journey, I thought I needed big motivation. I waited for a strong reason. I waited for someone to push me, but no one came. No lightning, no miracle, just me and my choices. I remember the first win. I woke up when I said I would. That was it. I didn't run 5 miles. I didn't do anything big. But I kept my promise to myself, and that changed everything. You see, your brain watches what you do, not what you say. When you say, I'll do it, and don't, your brain loses trust in you. But when you say just 5 minutes and you do it, your brain says, okay, you're serious, and it gives you more energy, more power, more belief. That's why small wins matter. They rebuild the trust you lost. They create new identity. Each win says, I'm not lazy. I'm not weak. I'm growing, even if the change is small. Your mind is listening, and it begins to believe in the new version of you. But you must protect these wins. The lazy voice will try to destroy them. It will say only 5 minutes, that's nothing. But that's the lie. 5 minutes every day is more than 0 minutes forever. Small actions build big change. That's how habits grow. That's how confidence grows. That's how you begin to kill the old version of you. Imagine this. Every time you take one small action, the lazy version of you becomes weaker. It loses power. It fades. And the strong version, the real you, grows louder, brighter, stronger. You don't need to fight a war. You just need to win one small battle at a time. Don't wait for the perfect day. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. Start small. You want to speak English fluently. Speak one word today. You want to be active. Stretch your arms today. You want to build discipline. Make your bed today. These are not small things. These are keys. Keys that open the door to the new you. I know you failed before. I have too. You tried for a few days and stopped. You promised yourself, then broke that promise. That's okay. You're human, but now let's do something different. Don't promise the moon, just promise a step, a small one, then take it and keep walking. The road is long, but the journey is real. You're not lazy, you just haven't started small enough. So today, take your win. One win, protect it, celebrate it, and tomorrow, take another. Let the weak version of you die in silence and let your strength rise one small victory at a time. Chapter 4. Your excuses are not your truth. We all make excuses. I'm too tired. I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I'll do it tomorrow. These words feel real. They feel like facts. But they are not facts. They are stories. Stories we tell ourselves to stay in the same place. Stories that protect the lazy version of us. Stories that kill our future before it can begin. Your excuses are not your truth. They are your chains. I used to believe every excuse my mind made if I felt tired. I stopped. If I felt afraid, I ran away. If I failed once, I quit. My mind was full of reasons, but none of those reasons made me happy. None of those excuses built my dream. They only gave me short comfort and long pain. That's the secret. Excuses feel good now, but hurt you later. Nad. Discipline feels hard now, but builds power later. You might say, but I'm different. I have problems. Yes, I believe you. We all do. Maybe you work long hours. Maybe your home is loud. Maybe your mind is full of stress. I understand, but even in that storm, you have a choice. A small one, 5 minutes of effort, one sentence of English, one step of action. You are not helpless. You are not trapped. Your excuses are loud, but they are not stronger than your will. The lazy version of you will use every excuse to stay alive. It will say, you're too old, you're too young. You don't have time, you're too slow. But I want you to ask this, is this really true, or is it just easy to say most of the time? We don't check our excuses, we just accept them. But when you look closely, you'll see most excuses are weak. They don't stand up when you ask the right questions. When I wanted to change, I had to face my excuses. I had to look at the truth, and the truth was this. I was scared. I didn't want to fail again. I didn't want to feel pain, so I used soft words to protect myself. Busy. I'll do it when I feel better, but I was lying to myself, and that lie was destroying my spirit. The day I stopped believing my excuses, I became dangerous. Not to others, but to the old me, the lazy me, the weak me, the weak me. I started doing things even when I didn't feel like it. I spoke when I was nervous. I moved when I was tired. I studied when I didn't want to. And slowly I saw the truth. My excuses were small and I was big. You are big too. Bigger than your fears, bigger than your doubts. Bigger than every excuse you've ever used. But you must speak to yourself with truth. Don't say I can't, say I won't. Don't say I don't have time. Say it's not my priority. These words hurt more, but they are honest, and honesty is the first step to change. You can still feel tired, you can still feel afraid, but you don't need to obey those feelings. Feel them and act anyway. That's where power lives, in the place beyond excuse, in the space where you choose action even when it's hard. Today, take one of your excuses, just one, write it down. Look at it and ask, is this true or is this fear? Then do something small to prove that excuse wrong. That's how you kill the lazy version. That's how you build the warrior inside you. Your excuses, they are not your truth. You are. Chapter 5. The pain you avoid is the pain that grows. There is a kind of pain you know too well. It's the pain of regret, the pain of doing nothing and watching life move forward without you. The pain of seeing others grow while you feel stuck. You tell yourself it's better to avoid hard things. You think comfort will keep you safe, but the truth is this. The pain you avoid is the pain that grows, slowly, silently, until one day it becomes too big to carry. The lazy version of you doesn't want to feel pain. It says, don't try. It might hurt. It says if you speak English and make a mistake, people will laugh. It says if you try and fail, you'll feel worse. So you avoid, you delay, you stay quiet, you stay small. But that pain doesn't leave, it hides. And every day you avoid it, it grows in your mind, in your heart, in your body. I remember when I avoided pain, I was afraid of judgment. I was afraid of being seen, so I did less. I stayed low. I told myself this is easier, but deep down, I wasn't okay. I felt lost, empty. Like life was happening somewhere far away and I wasn't part of it. I had no energy, no joy, because I was protecting myself from pain, but also from growth. You have to feel some pain if you want to grow. That's not a punishment, that's a gift. The pain of growth is clean, it teaches. It strengthens, it builds you. The pain of laziness is dirty. It rots you from the inside. You can choose your pain. The pain of doing hard things now, or the pain of regret later. When you face pain with open eyes, something amazing happens. You stop being afraid. You start saying, yes, this is hard, but I can do hard things. That's when you rise. That's when you start becoming the version of you who doesn't run, who doesn't hide, who shows up every day. Maybe today your pain is fear or tiredness or shame. That's okay. You don't have to hide it. You can face it. You can talk to it. You can say, I see you, but you will not stop me today. When you do that, you break the lazy pattern. You stop being a victim. You become the leader of your own life. Growth pain is different. It makes your muscles sore but stronger. It makes your mind tired but sharper. It makes your heart beat fast but louder. When you speak English and someone doesn't understand, you learn. When you study, even when you feel lazy, you build discipline. You try and fail and try again, you become unbreakable. That lazy version of you wants zero pain, but the strong you, the one deep inside, that version knows something better is waiting. On the other side of fear, on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of pain. So here is the question you must ask. What kind of pain do I want? The pain of trying or the pain of never trying? The pain of a hard workout or the pain of hating your body? The pain of one English sentence spoken badly or the pain of staying silent forever? You get to choose, and today I hope you choose the pain that builds you, not the one that breaks you, because once you stop avoiding pain, you start walking toward power. Chapter 6, Discipline is your real freedom. Many people think freedom means doing what you want, sleeping in, skipping work, watching videos all day, saying, I'll do it later. It looks like freedom, but it is not. That is a trap, a soft, beautiful trap, and it makes you weak. Real freedom is not doing whatever you feel. Real freedom is doing what is right, especially when you don't feel like it. That's called discipline, and discipline is your real power, your real freedom. Think about it. When you live without discipline, you feel tired all the time. You wake up late. You forget your goals. You make excuses. You feel lost, confused, ashamed. You say, I can't focus. You say, I don't know what's wrong with me. That's not freedom. 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 And that's not free. Defend, think, dop. A prison built by laziness, by distraction, by comfort. But when you build discipline, everything changes. You wake up and do what you said you would do. You feel proud. You feel strong. You feel alive. You don't need someone to push you. You push yourself. And that feeling, that quiet strength inside you, that is freedom. I used to wait for motivation. I thought I needed energy to start. I waited for the perfect moment, but that moment never came. I stayed in bed. I felt bad. I lost time. Then one day I heard something. Discipline is doing it even when you don't want to. That sentence hit me like a storm. I realized I was waiting for a feeling instead of creating a habit. So I started small, very small. I picked one thing. Waking up early, it was hard. My body said no. My mind said sleep. But I said just today, just one time. And I did it the next day again. Then again, and soon, I became the person who gets up and moves, not perfectly, not always happy, but always in control. Discipline is not a punishment. It is not pain. It is self-love. Real self-love. It says, I care about my future. It says, I will not lie to myself again. It says, I will protect my time, my body, my goals. Lazy people wait. Disciplined people build. You want to speak English fluently, you need discipline, not for hours, just for a few minutes each day. You want to get healthy, you need discipline, not a perfect diet, just better choices. one at a time. You want confidence. You need discipline. Show up even when you feel small. The lazy version of you hates discipline because it breaks the old patterns. It ends the easy life. But what is easy now becomes heavy later, and what is hard now becomes light later. Discipline is not the enemy. It is your freedom. Don't wait to feel ready. Don't wait to feel excited. That will come later. First act. First show up. First do it tired. Then watch how your mind begins to change. Watch how your energy returns. Watch how your energy returns. Watch how your confidence grows. You will look in the mirror and see a new version, not lazy, not weak, but real, powerful, free. Today, choose one small discipline, one habit, one action. Keep it, guard it, grow it. That's how you kill the lazy version. That's how you become your best self. Discipline is the door. Open it. Step through. Freedom is waiting on the other side. Chapter 7, Identity is built, not found. Who are you really? When no one is watching, when the lights are off and you're alone with your thoughts, what do you see? Maybe you say, I'm just lazy. Or I've always been like this, or this is who I am. But what if I told you that's not true? You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your bad habits. You are what you choose to do right now. Identity is not something you find. It is something you build. The lazy version of you is not the real you. It's just a version that was built by accident. It was built by fear, by old pain, by people who said you're not good enough, by years of choosing the easy way. You didn't plan to become that person. It just happened one small decision at a time, but now you have the chance to build a new one, a strong one, a clear one, a version of you that wakes up with purpose. Every time you act, your brain watches. It writes a story. He didn't study today. Maybe he's not serious. Or she spoke out loud even when she was scared. She's becoming brave. These small acts are bricks, and each brick builds the new identity day by day, win by win. The truth is, you become what you repeat. If you repeat laziness, you feel like a lazy person. But if you repeat strength, even small strength, you start feeling strong. That's why your habits matter so much. Not because of the result, but because of the story they tell your brain. A story that says, this is who I am. You want to change your life. Don't try to change your feelings. Change your identity. Speak like someone who's learning. Walk like someone with purpose. Move like someone who doesn't give up. It doesn't matter if you feel fake at first. That's normal. That's how all change begins. It feels strange because it's new, but keep going. It will feel real soon. You remember the first time I said, I am disciplined? It felt like a lie. I wasn't disciplined yet, but I said it anyway, and then I acted like it was true. I did small things. I kept promises. I moved forward, and after some time, it became true. My actions changed my belief. My belief changed my behavior, and my behavior changed my identity. Don't say I can't. Say I don't yet. Don't say I'm lazy. Say I've been lazy before, but I'm changing. Words matter. They shape your mind, and your mind shapes your actions. Be careful with the names you give yourself. Give yourself names that grow you. Today, I want you to see yourself differently, not as a weak person trying to be strong, but as a strong person who is waking up. The lazy version of you is fading. You are building a new one, brick by brick, word by word, action by action. And when you feel tired, when you feel stuck, when the old voice says, you haven't changed, you look in the mirror and say, watch me. That's identity. That's power. You don't need to find yourself. You need to build yourself. And you are already doing it. Chapter 8, the war inside you is normal. There's a war happening inside you. One voice says, wake up, move, grow. speak. The other says, rest more. Don't try. You're not ready. One voice wants progress. The other wants comfort. One pushes you to rise. The other pulls you down. Maybe you feel tired from this fight. Maybe you ask yourself, why do I feel so broken inside? But you are not broken. You are human. And this war inside you, it's normal. The lazy version of you will never disappear completely. It will always be there, waiting for weakness, waiting for doubt. It hides behind tired eyes, bad sleep, failure, fear. It waits for the moment you slip, and then it speaks again, soft and sweet. It's okay to give up, but now you know the truth. That voice is not you. It's just an old echo, a ghost of who you used to be. The strong you is fighting back. Every day you take action, it gets louder. Every time you win, even a small win, it grows. But don't expect this battle to end in one day. Don't think you'll wake up one morning and never feel lazy again. No, that's not how it works. Growth is not about never falling. It's about rising again and again. Sometimes you will feel both voices at once. You will hear, stay in bed, and let's move at the same time. That moment is your test. That is the place where real change happens. In the middle of the war. In that 1 second when you choose your future, that second becomes a seed, a new habit, a new identity, a new life. There were days I won, there were days I lost, but the important thing is I never stopped showing up, and that made all the difference. I started seeing progress. I started feeling stronger. Not because I was perfect, but because I kept fighting. You must learn to love the fight. Not because it's easy, but because it makes you real. When you feel lazy and act anyway, that's power. When you feel fear and speak anyway, that's courage. When you feel weak and keep moving, that's strength. And that strength once built can never be taken from you. Even the strongest people feel lazy. Even the most successful people feel fear. But they win because they don't obey those feelings. They lead, they act, they push. And you can too. So next time you feel that war inside you, don't run. Don't panic, smile, breathe, and remember, this is the fire that will shape you. This is the test that will raise you. You are not weak for feeling the war. You are powerful for fighting it. Stand tall, listen closely, and choose the voice that wants you to rise. Every time you win the war even once, the lazy version of you dies a little more. And the strong one, that version lives a little louder. Chapter 9. The day you break the pattern. Every life is built from patterns. Wake up, do the same things, think the same thoughts, feel the same feelings. You repeat them every day, and they create your future. If your pattern is lazy, your future is weak. If your pattern is full of excuses, your future is full of regret. And the truth is, most people never change. Not because they can't, but because they never break the pattern. They keep doing what they've always done and hope something new will happen, but nothing new happens unless you decide. Today is the day I break the pattern. You felt this before, that quiet sadness at the end of the day, that heavy feeling in your chest. You know you wasted time. You know you didn't do what you promised. You say, tomorrow I'll do better, but tomorrow comes, and the pattern repeats again and again until you forget what it even feels like to try. But deep inside, something is still alive. That part of you that wants to grow, to change. To wake up and feel proud. That voice is small, but it's real, and today you can listen to it. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need a big moment. You just need 1 second, one small act of courage, one line in the sand. I'm done living like this. The day I broke my pattern, nothing special happened outside. No magic, no applause, just me, sitting in silence, feeling tired of my own lies. I looked around and realized no one is coming to fix this. No one is going to do it for me. It's my life, my choices, my time. I can't blame anyone. I can't wait anymore. That moment, quiet and alone, was the start of everything. You can have that moment too. Maybe today, maybe right now. Look at your pattern. Be honest. Are you building the future you want, or are you just surviving? Be brave. Say it out loud. This is not the life I want. And then do one thing different, one small thing. That's how you break the pattern. Patterns are like chains. They feel strong, but they break when you move, when you speak, when you take a new step, when you say no more. And once you break one link, the rest begins to fall slowly, powerfully. You don't need to do everything today. You just need to do one thing differently. Wake up earlier, study for 5 minutes, say one English sentence, turn off the distraction, walk instead of sit, speak instead of stay silent. These are small acts, but they break big chains, and the lazy version of you, it lives in that old pattern. It needs you to stay the same. It grows in silence, in comfort, in delay. But you are not that version anymore. You are becoming someone new, someone dangerous, someone disciplined, someone with fire in their heart. You're not just breaking a pattern. You're building a life, a new rhythm, a new energy, a new identity. And the more you repeat that new pattern, the easier it gets, until one day you look around and think, I don't even recognize that old me anymore. Today is not just another day. It's the day you begin again. It's the day you say enough. It's the day you break the pattern. Chapter 10, The Myth of Motivation. You wait for that feeling, that fire, that voice inside that says, let's go. You call it motivation, and you believe it is the answer. You believe it is the answer. You believe one day you'll wake up and suddenly feel ready. You'll feel excited, energized, unstoppable, but that day never comes, not in the way you expect. And here is the truth. Motivation is a myth. It's not what makes people great. It's not what creates strong habits. It's not what kills the lazy version of you. Discipline does. Repetition does. Action does. The lazy version of you wants motivation. It wants the perfect energy, the perfect mood, the perfect day. But life doesn't give those things. Life gives you small windows, tiny chances, hard moments. And what you do in those moments, what shapes you. That's what writes your story. You won't feel like studying every day. You won't feel like speaking English when you're tired. You won't feel like facing your fears when the day has been long. And that's okay, because you don't need to feel like it. You just need to do it anyway. That is what makes you strong. I remember the days I waited. I thought motivation was the answer. I listened to songs. I watched videos. I read quotes. For a few minutes, I felt a spark. But then nothing changed because I was still waiting. I didn't move. I didn't act, and the fire died. One day I tried something new. I acted first. No feelings, just action. I opened my book. I said one sentence out loud. I walked instead of sat, and slowly, my feelings followed. I didn't wait for motivation. I created it. You must learn this skill. The skill of doing what must be done without needing to feel good. That's how warriors are built. That's how champions rise, not from excitement, but from consistency. Think of motivation like a guest. Sometimes it visits, sometimes it doesn't, but discipline, that's your best friend. It stays, it works, it builds. Even on the worst days, the lazy voice inside you says, wait until you feel better. But the strong voice says, start now. The feeling will follow. Listen to that strong voice. It may be quiet at first, but every time you act, it gets louder. You don't need motivation to become great. You need truth. Tooth. You need vision. You need effort. That is how you build the life you want, not with big feelings, but with small steps over and over. So stop waiting for that perfect moment. It's not coming. You are the moment. You are the spark. You are the one who decides, I will move even when I don't want to, and something beautiful will happen. You will stop needing motivation because action will become your habit. Discipline will become your strength, and the lazy version of you will fade slowly, quietly, until one day it's gone. You will not feel ready, you will not feel strong, but you will act anyway, and that's how real strength is born. Chapter 11. Your environment shapes your energy. Look around you. Look at your room, your desk, your phone, the people you talk to, the places you spend your time. These things are not small. They are not background. They are your environment, and your environment shapes your energy. It can feed the lazy version of you, or it can wake up the strong one. Every object, every sound, every habit around you is silently writing your future without you noticing. You might think your failure is about willpower, that you're not strong enough, that you just don't have enough motivation. But sometimes it's not about the mind, it's about the space. If you sleep next to your phone and it's full of distractions, how will you wake up clear? If your room is full of clutter, noise, mess, how will your thoughts be clean? If your friends talk about nothing, dream about nothing, grow nothing, how will your energy rise? Your environment pulls you gently, slowly, but every day. And if you're not careful, it pulls you down. You become what surrounds you. The lazy version of you is not just inside, it lives in your environment too. It lives in the bad habits you don't see, the apps that steal your time, the people who say relax, don't worry, just stay the same. The weak you feel safe there, but the strong you feel's trapped. I remember when I changed my environment. It was hard. I didn't have money. I didn't have a big space, but I had a choice. I cleaned my desk. I put my phone away at night. I deleted some apps. I stopped talking to people who laughed at growth. I created small places of peace, of focus, of power, and my energy began to rise. You don't need a big change. You don't need a new life. Just a few small shifts. Clean your space. Create a corner for learning. Put reminders around you. Books, notes, words that remind you of who you want to be. Remove noise. Add silence. That's a silence. Remede chaos. Add light. Your brain will feel it. Your heart will respond. The environment you live in speaks to your nervous system. It says this is who we are. If it's full of comfort, distraction, and laziness, it will feed the weak version. If it's full of clarity, purpose, and small challenges, it will wake the strong one. Even the strongest minds fall when the environment is wrong, and even the tired soul can rise when the space is right. So don't just work on your mindset, work on your surroundings. Don't just fight the inner battle. Fix the outer field. Look around. What in your space is keeping you weak? What can you change today? Not big things, just one object, one habit, one voice. Remove it or replace it. That's how you start changing who you are, not by force, but by shaping the world around you. You don't rise alone. You rise with the help of your environment. It's your silent teammate or your silent enemy. Choose wisely. Build the space that feeds your focus, your discipline, your dream. Because sometimes the difference between lazy and strong is just the room you're standing in. Chapter 12. The people around you pull you up or drag you down. You are strong. You are growing. You are changing. But if the people around you stay the same, your progress will slow. If they laugh at your goals, you'll begin to hide them. If they say, why try so hard? You'll start to ask the same thing. If they waste time, complain, give up, you will start to feel normal doing the same. That's the truth. People are energy, and the people around you will either pull you up or drag you back down. The lazy version of you has many friends, distractions, negative voices. People who say, take it easy. People who never move, never grow, and never dream. They love the weak you because the weak you makes them feel better about not changing. But when you start to rise, when you become serious, they feel afraid and they try to stop you, not with anger, but with soft poison. Little jokes, doubtful words, silent disapproval. And if you're not strong, you go back. I remember when I started changing, waking up early, speaking more clearly, saying no to wasting time. Some people didn't like it. They laughed. They said, "Who do you think you are?" And for a moment, I listened. I felt small again. I felt lonely, but then I saw the truth. They weren't laughing at me. They were afraid of themselves. My growth showed them what they were avoiding, and that was uncomfortable. You need to be brave, brave enough to walk alone for a while. Brave enough to choose people who are ahead of you, not because you want to be better than anyone, but because you want to become better than you were yesterday. You don't need people who agree with your laziness. You need people who remind you of your strength. You might say, but I have no one like that. That's okay. Start with silence. Start with books. Start with videos that speak to your goals, words that lift you up, energy that feeds your spirit. Slowly, your new energy will attract better people, people who don't pull you down, people who say, let's grow together. Be careful who you share your dreams with. Not everyone deserves to hear them. Some people will kill your dream before it takes its first breath. Others will protect it, feed it, believe in it. Find those people. And if you can't find them, be one of them. Be the strong one. Be the one who speaks life, who pushes forward, who builds. You'll see, the right people will appear one by one, quietly, powerfully, because energy finds energy, strength finds strength, and growth finds growth. You are not alone, but you must protect your space, your mind, your dream, even from those you love. If they're not growing now, love them from a distance. Don't let them drag you back into the old you. The lazy version of you had lazy friends, but the strong version, the one you are building, that version walks with warriors, learns from leaders, speaks with courage. So choose your circle, build it carefully. Because who you walk with is who you become. Chapter 13. Speak to yourself like someone you love. There's a voice inside your head. It talks all day. It tells you what you can do and what you can't. It says you're doing well or that you're a failure. This voice is powerful. It shapes your belief. It builds your identity. And here's the hard truth. Most people speak to themselves with hate, not love, with doubt, not hope, with shame, not strength. And that voice feeds the lazy version of you. It keeps you small, afraid, weak. When you make a mistake, what do you say to yourself? Maybe you whisper, I'm so stupid. Or why do I always fail? Or worse, I'll never change. These words are not light. They are heavy. They sit inside you. They become who you are. You would never say those things to someone you love, so why do you say them to yourself? The weak version of you grows in self-hate. It survives on shame. The more you punish yourself, the more you fall. The more you fall, the more you believe you can't rise, and the cycle continues. But today, I want you to stop, take a deep breath, and ask, what if I spoke to myself like someone I care about? When a child falls, you don't yell, you help them stand, you say, try again, you smile, you cheer, you guide. That is what love sounds like. And that is how you must begin speaking to yourself. I remember the first time I caught my thoughts. I had failed, I felt embarrassed, and my mind said, of course you failed. You're not good enough. That sentence broke something inside me, but it also woke me up. I asked myself, would I say this to a friend? The answer was no. I would say, it's okay. You're learning. You're still growing. So why did I treat myself with less kindness than I gave to others? You need strength to grow, but strength without love becomes pressure, and pressure without kindness breaks you. You need both. You need fire to act, but you need softness to keep going when you fall. Look in the mirror today, not to find faults, but to speak life. Say, I am not perfect, but I'm improving. Say, I've made mistakes, but I'm still moving. Say, I may feel tired, but I will not quit. These words matter. Say them again and again, not for motivation, but for healing, for truth, for identity. The lazy voice says you failed, so you should stop. The strong voice says you failed, so now you learn. And the loving voice says, you failed, but I still believe in you. That voice is missing in your life, and you are the one who must give it. You are not just killing the lazy version of you. You are creating a new one, a stronger one, a kinder one who speaks with love, acts with strength, and walks with peace. Be patient, be honest, be proud of your journey, because the words you say to yourself are the seeds of your future. Chapter 14. The lazy you will beg to stay. As you grow, as you change, something strange will happen. The lazy version of you, the one you are slowly killing, will not leave quietly. No, it will fight, it will scream, it will beg, it will pull every trick to survive. It will say, you've done enough. It will say, just rest a little more. It will say, why are you pushing so hard? The most dangerous lie it will whisper is this: you're already better now. You can stop. Don't listen. That's the final trap. The lazy you does not want to die, because for years it ruled your life. It kept you safe. It kept you small. And now you are breaking free. But even a weak ruler fights hard before it falls. You'll feel it in small ways. You'll wake up earlier and the voice will say, just today, sleep a little more. You'll start studying and it will say, you know this already. You'll speak in English and it will say they don't understand you anyway. These moments will come and they will feel so real, so true, but they are not. They are just fear wearing a familiar face. I felt it too. After weeks of growth, I heard that voice again. It was quiet, but clever. It didn't say give up. It said relax. Take a break. You've earned it, and I believed it for a day, then two. Then the pattern returned. I lost my momentum. I fell back, and I realized the lazy me wasn't dead. It was waiting. Waiting for a moment of weakness. That's when I made a new rule. When I hear the lazy voice, I do the opposite. If it says stop, I move. If it says wait, I act. If it says hide, I speak. I turn that voice into my signal, not to pause, but to push. And slowly, the voice got smaller, softer, easier to ignore. You must be ready. Growth is not a straight line, it's a battle, a quiet daily war inside you. But here's the good news. Every time you say no to the lazy voice, you give power to the strong one. Every time you act when you don't feel like it, the old version of you loses air, and one day it won't be able to speak anymore. But don't be surprised when it comes back. In stress, in fear, in failure, the weak you will return in those moments, and that's okay. It's part of the process. You don't need to hate it. You just need to stop feeding it. Let it beg. Let it scream. Let it cry. But do not give in. You've come too far. You've built too much. The new you is growing stronger, wiser, louder. You are not killing the lazy you with one big moment. You are doing it one decision at a time. One morning, one action, one brave step. That's how it dies. Not by force, but by starving it of attention, of belief, of obedience. So next time it begs to stay, smile. Say, I see you, but I don't serve you anymore. Then turn your back and walk forward, proud, powerful, free. The lazy you will beg to stay, but the real you is ready to rise. Chapter 15, The Death of the Old You and the Birth of Who You Were Meant to Be. This is the moment, the final breath of the old version of you, the lazy you, the tired you, the scared, silent, small you. That version is fading, you feel it. You feel it every time you wake up and choose to move, every time you speak instead of stay quiet, every time you fight the urge to give up. This is not a small change. This is not just a better habit. This is rebirth. The old you is dying. So the real you, the one you were always meant to be, is finally coming to life. You carried the lazy version for so long, not because you were weak, but because you didn't know any other way. You were trying to protect yourself from pain, from failure, from judgment. You thought hiding was safe. But now you see, hiding was the real danger. You see it now. You feel it now. That deep ache in your chest is not fear. It's awakening, the sound of a soul finally ready to stand up. The journey was not easy. You had to fight your thoughts, your comfort, your past. You had to lose old habits, old excuses, even old friends, but now, standing here, you feel something new, still quiet, still small, but strong, a calm strength, a silent fire. You've earned it, and it's only the beginning. Look at yourself, really look. You are not the same person who started this journey. You speak to yourself with kindness now. You wake up with purpose. You take action when it's hard. You know how to fight back. That's not small. That's everything. That's victory. And no, the world may not see it yet. No one may clap. No one may notice, but you notice, you know, and that's what matters because you're not doing this for likes, for applause. You're doing this for your soul, for your life, for the person who's been hiding inside you all along. You've killed the lazy version of yourself, not with anger, but with truth, with action, with discipline, with patience. That's the most powerful kind of death because something better is born in its place. The version of you who does what is right, not what is easy. The version who moves, who speaks, who dares. Dazing. The version who leads their own life. So now walk forward, not fast, not perfect, but honest, brave, alive. When the weak voice comes back, and it will, you'll know what to do. You'll smile and you'll keep walking because you've changed. And once you change inside, the world outside follows. You don't need to go back. You don't need to explain. Just keep building, keep rising, keep becoming. Because now you don't just believe in your power, you live it, and the world will feel it too. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I'm proud of you. Subscribe for more motivational audiobooks and stories in easy English. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Save this for a time when you feel lost or tired. The old you is gone. Welcome home, warrior tools.